welcome back to Banter Wars. This is Heap G and we're getting ever closer to the final. My name is Prime Minister Adam.
I'm Vice President Jim.
And we're going to preside over 8 more robots and 2 sumo robots, which you love.
Yes, the sumo's great.
I'm sure we'll have a good sumo competition this week.
We won't.
And some even better battles to get to the grand final. 8 rather convincing competitors this week, I think.
Who are they then?
We've got Sanity Delta, we've got Doodle, we've got Ducks Ahoy, which quacks.
Brilliant.
So,
It's gonna win.
Let's go right into that. Round 1. That's right, I think it's going to be a quacking good night. We have the Duck against Sanity Delta. We have Doodle and Stickman. We have Mystic Sword Gaming's robot against Maria the German's robot. And we have Nimbus Force against Axor's battle of the Game Tech modders. First up, Sanity Delta from Tetra 10 versus Ducks Ahoy's The Duck. Wank wank. Sanity Delta, all the way from Game Tech Mods Forum. Built by Tetra 10, this has both vertical and horizontal spinning discs that cover the whole range of the robot, so whichever direction you attack it from, be prepared for a cut or two. However, this does make the robot unstable, so it's got to be prepared for some flipping here and there. I don't see why he's called it Sanity Delta. There is absolutely nothing sane about this machine.
Sanity Delta is a vertical spinner combined with a spinning overhead disc. The combined forces of these weapons act as a Shremek, so if it's turned over, it can flip itself right back onto its wheels. Tetra 10 himself is on Game Tech Mods, and also a twice retired YouTuber. Welcome, Sanity Delta.
Now to add a bit of fun into the arena, we have the Duck, the Quacker. This one has a flipper at the front and a very low ground clearance, so its main aim to get underneath the opponents and turn them over. However, the weapon is small and against larger robots could really struggle. Will it be quacking its way to victory, or will we be having foie gras for dinner?
Arr, you think your robot's better than mine? Well, fat chance. I'm gonna beat your robot and you will realize that the duck machine will prevail. Prepare for defeat.
Sanity Delta, completely insane, versus the even more insane Duck. It's always nice to have a bit of humour in Banter Wars, and the Duck provides just that, but can it win a battle against the mighty Sanity Delta? This one was entered in Banter Wars 1.5, there's the quack, entered in Banter Wars 1.5 Team Trash with a Panzer Inversion robot. This time, it's on its own against Ducks Ahoy, but those weapons are doing damage to the front of Duck. And we saw the replay there of the damage coming in. There goes part of the flipper from the Duck, and it's already looking like curtains for the feathered menace. It's the quacking again. It's really quite a loud quack and it really hurts my ears. But now the Duck pushes Tetra 10's robot towards the pit. Ugh, just misses out on pushing it into the pit. Now it's the Duck's turn to be closest to the pit. However, I don't think Sanity Delta's really got the pushing power to do that. It's really unstable, look, it just bounces around everywhere. But that weaponry is effective, and it's causing major damage to the shell of the Duck. And I think it's close now to being defeated. It's not moving, I think it's gone. Sanity Delta wins this battle, and now comes after the Observer Bot. Can the Observer Bot deal with the crazy machine that is Sanity Delta? Pushes against the arena wall. Shame to see the Duck go so early, but you always have to question the effectiveness of that robot, especially against one so powerful as Tetra 10's Sanity Delta. Observer Bot appearing to try to push this one into the pit. Can it do that? It's gonna have to do some tactical thinking here, because it's a very unusual robot, but it's eventually in the pit, and the Observer Bot victorious once again. There's not many that can defeat our Observer Bot. I don't think the Duck would have stood much of a chance. It was a bit of a mismatch against Sanity Delta, really. It tried, but in the end, it failed. And Sanity Delta progresses through to the next round. maybe we'll have another go at the observer bot in the near future. But until then, we have to move on and say goodbye to the quacking duck. Commiserations to Ducks Ahoy. A great entry. The Sanity Delta moves on to the next round. Next up, we have Doodle's robot Siren against Stickman. Stickman, who has had some good performances in the past in Banter Wars. It is the weapons match champion from Banter Wars 1.5, so a high pedigree this one. It has a spinning blade at the front and 4 legs with wheels on the end. It actually looks like a Stickman. It's also invertible, so if it gets flipped, it will run both ways up. But those legs really are vulnerable, and something could take those off with ease.
And hey team, it's Stickman here with my robot, Stickman robot. Yes! And we're here to compete in Banter Wars Season 2. I bribed a lot of people to get here, and as is customary with this season, if you have any support you want to give me, please head over to my channel and leave it there.
How very fitting that Doodle is against a Stickman. He's entered the robot Siren. This one looks like a vicious beast of a mermaid. This one has swords and flippers at the front, wheel protectors at the side, and a self-righting mechanism at the back. It's covered from all angles. However, those wheels are still exposed and still in danger of being torn off, and we've seen that happen so often in Banter Wars Series 2 so far. I think both robots will want to go for the wheels. Here's Stickman, looking tentative, and Siren, looking even more tentative. Who can say what a robot really looks like? They don't have faces most of the time. Definitely most of the time. Some of them do. Mermaid has the mermaid picture on top, and there's an immediate attack on the legs of Stickman. Those swords are very well placed to take off the legs, and there goes one. It's lost one right from the start here, Stickman, and that really puts it in a bad position. It's a perfect opponent for Doodle, really. Just something it can get those swords into. We've lost another leg now, and there's bits and pieces scattered across the arena within seconds of the battle starting. A perfect matchup for Doodle. A really unfortunate one for Stickman. That's 2 wheels off the wagon. Is it still mobile, Stickman? Can it still provide a shock here? It's getting the blade underneath Doodle's Siren robot, and it could hope to take out those wheels. It's going to be its best hope. It's still moving around the arena with control, with purpose, even with just 2 rather mismatched wheels. Now it's against the arena sidewall. We haven't seen a robot thrown out the arena yet this series. Will it happen at some point during this fight? It came close there. Doodle has a powerful flipper, maybe not the most powerful in the competition, but it does throw robots around with ease, and we're seeing that here. Stickman, a very light robot despite its size, could get thrown around. Now the axe is coming again, and I think it's lost another wheel. I'm pretty sure it has. 1 wheel left. It's all over for Stickman, surely at this point. Doodle looks rather unscathed so far. I thought with that Stickman weapon we'd be looking at a disappointment here, but straight from the start, Siren was impressive. It struck with venom, and Stickman really should have been against another opponent. Mismatch here. Doodle, such a strong robot. One of the favourites for this heat. The Stickman is still sticking in there bravely, still fighting on even with just 1 wheel. But it's over. It really is over. Doodle, mightily impressive. The observer bot takes another look. And there goes the arena flipper. Bit of poor driving from Doodle. Needs to get the robot back up, but it has done. That self-righting mechanism effective, even though part of it's missing. Why is part of it missing? Where's this damage come from? It's going to go to a judge's decision, I think. Though, to be honest, with one wheel left, I don't think Stickman is mobile. We've hardly seen it moving. Nevertheless, it goes to a judge's decision, but I think it's a pretty simple one for our resident judge. Doodle picking off the legs. I've used it before, but I'll say it again. It's like a child, a cruel child, picking the legs of a spider, or picking the legs off a Stickman using an eraser. Doodle, though, a poor bit of driving. Could be a bit of foreshadowing for the future, maybe, I don't know.
Let's get this one over with. I think we all know which way this one's going. Stickman versus Doodle. Stickman was in pieces by the end. Doodle was by far the more aggressive. Let's just get this over with. Doodle through to the next round, and Stickman, you are dismissed. Away with you.
Just as I predicted, Doodle's siren progresses through with Sanity Delta to round 2. Stickman, an impressive robot, drops out in the first round. Next up, Mystic Sword against Maria the German. Mystic Sword Gaming arrives with the Mystic Sword. It's based on a Minecraft diamond sword, and I'm assured that it is made of pure diamond, much like our observer bot. The weapon is the sharp edge at the front, which can slice into opponents, split them in two. It has a Shremek as well. It doesn't look like it, but it does have that Shremek, which could prove vital in Banter Wars Series 2. However, the weapon range is incredibly small, and it needs to get a direct hit in.
Greetings, adventurers. Don here. I'm an independent games developer, music composer, and YouTuber. You can check out my channel, Mystic Sword Gaming, at youtube.com/Mystic Sword.
It's me, Mittens, Super Kitten!
Hey, Mittens, what are you doing here?
I'm a better robot!
Right, for the Banter Wars, we'll be entering the Mystic Sword Robots.
It's gonna cut through all the competition.
Well, we can only hope. Either way, it's going to be entertaining to watch. Thanks for your support, everyone.
And keep your claws sharp!
Cheers!
Maria the German back to war. This is probably the speediest robot we've ever had in Banter Wars. It is ferociously fast, and it's got the ramming spike to stab opponents in the side, in the front, in the back, wherever it wants to stab. It's really efficient being German, but if it ever came up against the French national football team, it would probably lose.
Hi everybody, this is Maria the German, and what can I say about me and my channel? Well, my channel is just basically me being terrible at any bloody game I play. I have skills no one has ever seen in their life. Woo! But yeah, let's talk about my robot because it's bloody badass, because guess what? Because I'm German, my robot's obviously gonna be German, which means it's gonna be super duper efficient. It's gonna be super fast. You've not seen anything like it, and you can flip it upside down, and guess what? It's still gonna roll. It's gonna definitely win this whole competition. I cannot wait. Thank you so much, Heap of Games, for having me on this, and let's do it! Woo!
Mystic Sword, a real challenge for it here, because Maria the German is lethal. We've seen it before. Can Mystic Sword provide an upset? We've had some great robots in this heat. Can it be just as entertaining? Maria the German gets the first hit in, as you would expect, with that pace, and it's pressing Mystic Sword against the arena wall. Mystic Sword needs to get away from that wall and come back with a counter-attack on Maria the German. There you can see the sharp blade at the front of Mystic Sword, but it's hardly been given the chance to use them. Maria the German really is pushing its weight around. And now the observer bot tips on its side. You need to stop doing that, observer bot. Now Mystic Sword on its side after pressure from Maria the German. Maybe it can use that self-righter to put itself back on its very small wheels. Those wheels are actually well protected. And there we can see the Shremek on Mystic Sword trying to turn itself over. And it's doing so, it's done so. And now Maria the German is stuck on the arena wall. Can it get away from that wall? Or will Mystic Sword provide a shock here? It's a very good self-righting mechanism. You wouldn't think that it was there. It's very well disguised on that robot. But Maria the German is now back. Oh, and almost flings itself out of the arena. That would have been dramatic. That is the pace the power of Maria the German. It just threw itself over Mystic Sword, which again shows off that impressive self-righting mechanism. But it's now against the arena wall again, and Maria the German zooms off in some direction. I don't know where it's gone. It's back now. Mystic Sword really under the cosh. It's going to have to provide something special here, because so far Maria the German has been pulverizing it. Oh, God. Observer Bot almost throws Maria the German out of the arena now. Why has the Observer Bot suddenly become such a biased spectator in Banter Wars? I don't think it's intended. Sometimes it might appear that way, I don't know. Now Mystic Sword is turned over again, and part of the self-righting mechanism is ripped off. That could be it now, but Maria the German's on its back. No, it's on its wheels again. Mystic Sword could be doomed here if it cannot turn itself back over. And with the missing self-righting arm, I wouldn't put it past it to be out now in Banter Wars. It's still on its side, it's taking heavy damage. I think it's over. Maria the German probably victorious here. Now Mystic Sword is being counted out. It can't self-right. It's over. Maria the German through to the next round with Sanity, Delta and Siren. But can it beat the Observer Bot? That's the big question now. The Observer Bot, though, close to the ground, it can get under Maria the German and move it around the arena. But with that pace, maybe Maria the German can provide an upset, but maybe not. It's against the pit, right on the edge. And the Observer Bot has a very small task to do of just putting it in, just turn it in. Maria the German, though, doing well to escape. Until now, maybe. There it goes. Observer Bot still on top, still the best robot in the arena. Mystic Sword put up a feisty challenge. It self-righted a couple of times, but it just wasn't pacey enough to keep up with Maria the German, which flung itself around the arena on many occasions. It's a very entertaining robot to watch. Commiserations to Mystic Sword. Good performance, but Maria the German, what a robot, so efficient. So Mystic Sword falls away from the competition. Maria the German joins Sanity, Delta and Siren into the next round. And we have one more battle. Nimbus Force against Axors, both Game Tech modders, very experienced. Nimbus Force, provided by FOTEPX. I don't know what else to call him, but he's from Game Tech Mods. This robot is incredibly powerful. It has scoop front and sides and spikes there as well. So this one is protected from all sides except the rear. That could be crucial. It also has a lack of active weaponry. One might describe it as the tornado of Banter Wars.
Hi there, my name is James Harrison, and this is my bot, Nimbus Force. 6 wheels of pure pushing power. The tornado of Banter Wars. The most destructive robot in computerized combat today. That's just a few of the names it has. Most other people in this competition will know it as their Doom. 4 spikes on the front, snow clouds protecting everything else, 6 wheels of pure pushing power. What more is there to say? Everyone else in the competition, you've just been put on notice.
And joining Nimbus Force in the arena, also from Game Tech Mods, Wenjiang Li's Axors. A spike disc, an axe blade, and a Shremek. This one really packs a punch and is defended very well. However, exposed wheels, and as Vice President Jim would point out, that could be a big mistake. Nimbus Force and Axors, again, 2 very experienced roboteers behind these ones. We're always impressed by the Game Tech modders robots. Axors and Nimbus Force both impressive, but one of them has to go. And straight off, it's Nimbus Force applying the pressure. Axors turned onto its back. Nimbus Force is so quick and so powerful. Oh, but so close to the pit. It almost fell in there. And Axors, though, it needs to get that weapon down. It needs to get that spinning disc in on the action as well. But Nimbus Force comes back, dodges, runs back again, and off comes the wheel. Axor, that was the main weakness. It had the exposed wheels, and that's what happens if you have them. They come off easily. And Nimbus Force operating with 6 wheels against Axor's 3. It's got double the wheels. Now the spike disc has come off. Now another wheel has come off. And it's quickly turned grim for Axor. Stay away from that, though. Oh, dear. The fridge comes down and attacks Nimbus Force. Attacked by Killer Fridge. There goes another wheel. And Nimbus Force is smoking. Such an action-packed fight this is. This is brilliant. Axor's one wheel on its wagon, but still the axe comes down. Nimbus Force smoking, flattened by a fridge. Oh dear, what's going to happen here? I think Axor's is being counted out. It's immobilised. Nimbus Force will progress through to the next round, but oh, look at the damage on that robot. And now the Observer Bot has the chance to defeat Nimbus Force. Pushes it back across the arena. A highly weakened Nimbus Force, I might add. The Observer Bot has pushed Nimbus Force against the wall. Spins victory. I wouldn't count it out yet, Observer Bot. It's not in the pit yet. Now it needs to dispose of Nimbus Force, which pulls itself away from the arena wall. It spins dangerously. Those spikes at the front, when this robot spins, could prove dangerous to our Observer Bot. And it's flung across the arena. Brilliant. I love when that happens. But it's back on its bottom side now, where it can really use those scoops to push Observer Bot around the arena. It's got to be careful here, Observer Bot. Nimbus Force is weakened, but it's still very powerful, perhaps even more so than our Observer Bot. But it's close to the pit. All it needs to do is push. Oh, what a dreadful mistake by the Observer Bot. It's driven itself into the pit. Oh, what a battle, though. Axor straight under the pressure of Nimbus Force. It got a couple of axe blows in, but those wheels, you can't come in with exposed wheels in this competition. The fridge came down on Nimbus Force and threatened to knock it out, but by that point, Axor's with one wheel left was out of it. And then the Observer Bot pulling off a class act and defeating essentially itself. What a battle. My throat is dead after that one, but Nimbus Force progresses to the next round to join Sanity Delta, Siren and Maria the German. And this is how they line up for the next round. Nimbus Force against Siren and Sanity Delta versus Maria the German. We have 3 Game Tech modders in the next round, and this could be impressive. Brilliant battles for the first round of Heat G.
What?
Do you agree?
Right.
Yes, doing your Ducks Ahoy impression.
Right.
Shame what happened to Ducks Ahoy going out to Sanity Delta. We loved the quacking,
Right.
as you can see. Apart from that, Doodle beating Stickman on a judge's decision. Was that deserved?
Right.
That's a yes. I think we're all unanimous on that judge's decision. Maria the German, an impressive performance against Mystic Sword Gaming, despite Mystic Sword's impressive self-writing ability. And then Nimbus Force, big victory over Axors. A lot of good robots in this heat.
Right.
God, you've been absolutely no bloody help at all, are you?
Right.
Yes. So, on to the next round, we have Nimbus Force against Doodle. And then Sanity Delta against Maria the German. Personally, I think we'll have Sanity Delta and Doodle in the final. What do you reckon?
Right.
Let's just move on to the next round. Some great points there made by the Vice President. Nevertheless, we have Nimbus Force and we have Siren. 2 monster machines. But one of them's got to go. Which one will it be? We have the pusher against the swords and the flipper. Nimbus Force ecstatic on its way out of its area, but pushes against Doodle. Oh, and it's underneath, and it almost tips out of the arena. And again, Doodle's robot so close, and it's like on the edge of the pit. Nimbus Force. Immediately we see who's on top of this fight. Doodle getting the flippers under, showing immense power to lift the heavy Nimbus Force almost out of the arena, thrusting those axes on the underside of the robot. But now Nimbus Force comes back into it, pushes against Doodle. Pushes again, it's got so much more pushing power in that robot. But flipped again, and again. This one could go either way, I'm really not sure which way it's going to go, but Nimbus Force is against the sidewall now. On its back, it's not quite as effective, it can't get those scoops underneath opponents, and it's likely to get flipped again by Doodle, which has lost one of its wedges at the front, which could prove effective in this battle, but it could go out the arena again. Nimbus Force. It doesn't, it stays in the arena. Nimbus Force now spinning in the air, getting thrown around by Doodle like a toy, and it's close to the pit. Is it going to get pushed in? It is pushed in, and Siren follows in afterwards, but Siren goes through to the next round. Oh, what a never fight that was, but Nimbus Force, so impressive in the first round, made to look almost pathetic by Doodle here. which looks mightily impressive, I must say. It pushes Nimbus Force into the pit, jumps in itself. Observerbot might feel lucky to escape that. Great battle. Nimbus Force out of the competition. Doodle's Siren onwards to the Heat final. Next up, Sanity Delta versus Maria the German. Sanity Delta, dangerous from all sides. Maria the German, fastest in the competition. Bets are off. Maria the German versus Sanity Delta. The spinning blades of Sanity Delta could prove to be vital in this battle, but Maria the German, using that pace, could maybe go for those wheels. Exposed wheels again on Sanity Delta. Use that spike to rip them off. But that robot is so... It just goes everywhere. It never really stays still. So it'll be difficult for Maria the German to aim for those wheels. But it pushes really hard. It has got intense pushing power. I wonder who would win in a fight between Nimbus Force and Maria the German. That would be a pretty good battle. Nevertheless, we're in this battle now, and Sanity Delta's being put under pressure by Maria the German. But those weapons are always active, always spinning, and every time Maria the German pushes, it's going to take damage. It's a bit of a catch-22, really. Or is it? I don't know. It might not be. I might just be making that up. Maria the German pushes against Sanity Delta again. It's doing all the pushing, but all the damage is being caused to the front of Maria the German. And one of them's got to give out first. Now Sanity Delta's pinned against the wall, and the weapons are temporarily stopped. Maybe this is a good tactic for Maria the German to utilise here. Stop those weapons. That is the main thing that Maria the German's got to do, in my opinion. Stop those weapons from working, and the battle's as good as won. Because Maria the German will push it all day long, and it's still doing just that. And Sanity Delta spins wildly, spins in the air. It's got no real control, this robot. And Maria the German's got all the control in the world. It pushes Sanity Delta towards the angle grinders, but now pushes it away. The pit is open, so maybe Maria the German wants to push it in there. Nevertheless, it is smoking now. It is smoking, and Maria the German has only got a short time left. Sanity Delta's lost the wheel, and Maria the German's dead. Maria the German is conked out, and Sanity Delta, I'm not sure if it's still mobile. It spins wildly. And in accordance to the rules of Banter Wars, spinning wildly is not controlled motion. When did that wheel come off? Was that before Maria the German died? I think it was. In which case, it could go Maria the German's way. The fridge adds insult to injury for Sanity Delta, and that attack from the fridge has really left it reeling now. Off comes the weapon on the flame pit. It's going to have to go to the judges to decide this one. It's going to go down to the judges eventually. Maria the German's out of it, but Sanity Delta, was it out of it before Maria the German? That's the question that the judge is going to have to answer, and we'll look at the replays in a second. From the start, it was all Maria the German, but every time it attacked, it took damage from Sanity Delta, and I think that eventually led to its downfall. It attacked, but every time it got damaged by those weapons. And we can see here the wheel, is gone from Sanity Delta before Maria the German was immobilised. And that's where the judge has to make a decision.
Court is in session for the case of Maria the German versus Sanity Delta. We find a very similar situation to the time where the information here, Gaming Kick and Cyrex, where both robots ended up immobilised. And this was due to Maria the German being knocked out via control board malfunction, and Sanity Delta, having lost a wheel, had no purposeful movement. So it comes down to which robot was immobilised first. And looking at the replays, Maria the German was still active when Sanity Delta lost a wheel. And that loss of a wheel was the cause of the robot's loss of purposeful mobility. It is therefore this judge's decision that Maria the German shall progress through to the Heat final, and Sanity Delta is dismissed from this courtroom.
We've had a very similar case before with Cyrex and Gaming Kick, and again, with the wheel lost, Sanity Delta was no longer fully mobile. Maria the German progresses through to the Heat final. There, it will face Doodle's Siren. Both of these robots, so impressive so far. What a Heat final we got in store! pointing out the sumo competitor we got coming up. You thought Mystic Sword looked like a penis. Look at that thing.
That's a penis.
Anyway, getting ahead of ourselves. Let's discuss round 2. We had Maria the German going through on another controversial judge's decision.
As you clearly stated in the last time we went to one of these, the wheel comes off and they're not making any perfect... Start again. Come on. The wheel comes off and they don't make any purposeful movement, they're out.
Purposeful movement.
Yeah.
That didn't sound like Dr. Evil at all, did it? No. I'll try again next time. So, Maria the German took off the wheel of Sanity Delta and then got destroyed by Sanity Delta, so it's another one of those scenarios. But Sanity Delta was having no purposeful movement. It couldn't get itself around, so it was immobilised before Maria the German. So Maria the German progresses to face Doodle in the final.
That was a good win by Doodle.
Doodle did well. Yeah. 2 powerful robots. It was a bit back and forth for a bit. Nimbus Force had a good attack or 2.
Yeah.
But Doodle came out in the end by pitting Nimbus Force. So it should be a pretty good final. But now...
Joke of the week.
Joke of the week. Let's go. Would they please stop calling it Joke of the Week? There's nothing jokey about the sumo. Nothing at all, as you'll clearly see. Again, we have the claws at the sides. We have the grills, which every robot seems to get stuck on. And then we have a totally not joke robot, like last year's Sumo champion, the mobility scooter. This is owned by the effective shopper from the Happy Wheels game. It has a spinning disc at the front. It's big, robust, but look at those wheels. They can come off very easily. In Series 1, this one became the Sumo champion after beating Wheel Cherry and Sirloin of Oreo in the Sumo final. It was a close one, but in the end the robot was too big, too powerful, and Sirloin dropped out. And to join the mobility scooter in the arena, the Penetrator. Nothing jokey about this one at all. It's definitely not rude in any way. This was Prime Minister Adams' first ever Robot Arena 2 robot on this channel. It has a static spike this year round as opposed to the pneumatic one. Can it finally live up to expectations? Well, in the first series it was against an ordinary robot, Blimey and Prick, and after an unfortunate bit of driving, it fell on the arena flipper, and that's where invertibility could prove useful this time around. So the mobility scooter and the Penetrator, 2 totally serious robots in the arena to get through to the next round of the Sumo. Penetrator will hope to get that spike in on the wheels, but the mobility scooter is so intimidating, so large. Penetrator's right against the side now, and it gets pushed off. Why are these battles so short, you wonder? Penetrator too small against the massive mobility scooter and dumped out. Another week, another Sumo. Another very short Sumo.
The Penetrator lost.
The Penetrator lost. It's always been one of the Prime Minister's favourite robots.
See why, really.
And it's gone. The Sumo champion of Series 1 goes through. Could it be the winner of the second Series 2?
It looks like it.
You reckon?
Yeah.
One of the more powerful robots going into the next round of the Sumo. That's the Sumo sorted. Move on to the Heap final. We've got Maria the German and Doodle.
I don't have anything for this one. It's too close to call.
Too close to call? I reckon Maria the German's faster. Probably more pushing power, but Doodle has the better weaponry.
Yeah, I think so.
It could go either way.
Let's go.
Let's find out now! So now that the Sumo's out the way, we can crack on with our epic Heat final. Doodle's Siren against Maria the German. It will be a guten Tag for someone. Doodle's robot Siren. So impressive. It showed Nimbus Force who really was in control of that fight. And Maria the German. Unpredictable, but so powerful, so fast. All predictions out of the window for this one. Maria the German, powerful enough to take on Doodle's Siren. Maybe push it into the arena obstacles, maybe attack those wheels with the spike weapon. Right now it's rather stale. Nothing's really happening so far. We've got one flip in from Siren, but remember that Maria the German is invertible, so that shouldn't have any great effect on the working capability of Maria the German, which now goes after the observer bar, and that could be a mistake. It gets flipped, but it's alright. Now the pit is open, and Doodle's Siren is pushed towards the pit by Maria the German. It's going to fall in. No! Maria the German falls in! And Doodle's Siren falls in after! Maria the German, a poor piece of driving. So close was Siren to falling in, so close was Maria the German to victory here. But look at this, we've seen it time and time again. Don't get complacent around the pit, and Maria the German falls in. Doodle's Siren makes it through to the Banter Wars Series 2 Grand Final. Maria the German drives itself in the pit. Congratulations to Siren on making it through. What a heat it's been. And let's hear what the lads have to say about it. That was the heat final of Heat G. And it's Doodle who progresses.
Oh, that's bad driving.
Bad driving by Maria the German. It could have pushed Doodle into the pit, but we've seen it a couple of times this series where a robot's been so close. I remember the first battle of Heat A, Phantom Phoenix and Icarus A's Ed side, where when you're near the pit, anything can happen. You could be on the attack and next minute, boom, in the pit. Yeah. Sorry.
Let's wrap this up, shall we?
How do you reckon Doodle will do in the grand final?
Oh, it didn't do too bad. It seems to be a pretty good robot, to be honest.
It's built pretty well. But there's 7 robots currently in the grand final. One more heat to go to find our last competitor in that grand final, and it's looking like it's going to be a sizzling affair.
Yeah.
Any last words before we go?
Bye.
We'll see you same time next week for the last heat H, that's the one, of Banter Wars Series 2. See you next time. We have one more space in our Banter Wars Series 2 Grand Final, and we've got 8 more robots competing for that final place. Who is going to get it? It's up to us to find out who gets in. Have you enjoyed this episode of Banter Wars? Please remember to like, subscribe, comment and share if you did. Remember, the more you share, the bigger the show becomes, the better it becomes. Submissions are open for Series 3. If you're interested in entering, please either send a PM to the Prime Minister on Holt's Twitter or go to watch the entrance video given in the description below. If you want to keep up to date with Banter Wars action, go to the Banter Wars Facebook page or go to the Banter Wars wiki, which is given in the link below. Thanks again for watching. Goodbye.